Hello, everyone. Get yourself a cup of something hot and tasty because we are diving in the new sci-fi horror story. Movie Minute Recap with you. Enjoy. All started in the frozen isolation of Antarctica, where a Norwegian helicopter relentlessly chases down a lone sled dog, racing toward a nearby American research station. Confused, the American scientists watch as the helicopter passenger fumbles with a grenade, accidentally blowing himself and the helicopter to pieces. The Norwegian pilot, armed with a rifle, starts firing wildly at the dog, shouting in a foreign language. But the Americans don't understand him. The situation escalates when Station Commander Gary shoots the pilot in self-defense, bringing a deadly mystery to their doorstep. The Americans, puzzled and wary, want to find out what could have driven the Norwegians to such extremes. R.J. McCready, the station's helicopter pilot, and Dr. Copper decide to fly to the Norwegian base to investigate. What they find is a chilling nightmare. The Norwegian camp lies in ruins, burned down with frozen, disfigured corpses scattered everywhere. The most horrifying discovery, however, is the twisted remains of what seems like a humanoid creature. But something is clearly very wrong. They bring the charred, distorted body back to their base for an autopsy. At the American base, Blair, the station's biologist, performs an autopsy on the grotesque remains and discovers something truly unsettling. Despite the alien appearance, the creature seems to have normal human organs. Meanwhile, the sled dog, which the Americans rescued earlier, is taken to the kennel. But when night falls, something horrifying happens. The dog mutates into a monstrous form and attacks the other dogs in the kennel. The grotesque transformation is interrupted by the team, who rush to the scene, and Childs, one of the crew members, uses a flamethrower to burn the creature alive. All witnesses freeze in shock. Blair autopsies this new creature, now referred to as the dog thing, and uncovers the terrifying truth. This organism can imitate any life form it comes into contact with, perfectly replicating its host. The realization hits the team like a punch. This creature could be any one of them. Tensions rise as trust within the group begins to erode. While going through documents recovered from the Norwegian base, the Americans learn about an excavation site where the Norwegians uncovered a massive alien spacecraft buried deep beneath the ice. Norris, one of the crew, estimates that the ship has been buried there for over 100,000 years. As Blair delves deeper into the mystery, he runs a computer simulation showing just how fast the creature could spread. In mere years, it could infect every living being on Earth. Blair, now paranoid and convinced that the creature must be contained at all costs, sabotages the base. He destroys the station's helicopters and vehicles, kills the remaining sled dogs, and smashes the communication equipment to prevent anyone from leaving the base. Realizing Blair has become a danger to the entire crew, they lock him away in the tool shed, cutting off one of their own. The team tries to figure out a way to test who among them might be infected. Copper suggests comparing blood samples from the crew to uncontaminated blood in storage. But to their horror, they discover the blood has been sabotaged, leaving them with no way to trust each other. Paranoia continues to grow, and the crew starts turning on each other. Bennings, another crew member, is attacked and partially assimilated by the creature. Before the transformation can be completed, McCready catches him, and the team incinerates what's left of Bennings, barely preventing another disaster. With tensions at an all-time high, McCready steps up to take charge. He suggests an extreme but necessary test. Since every part of the thing seems to have its own survival instinct, he theorizes that blood from an infected person will react violently to heat. They gather the crew and restrain each person, using a heated piece of wire to test each blood sample. One by one, the men pass the test until they get to Palmer. His blood reacts violently, confirming he's been infected. In a terrifying moment, Palmer transforms into the Thing, breaking free of his restraints and attacking the crew. McCready manages to incinerate both Palmer and Windows, who becomes another victim of the creature. The team dwindles, but the nightmare isn't over. With Blair still locked in the tool shed, McCready, Childs, and the remaining survivors decide to check on him. To their horror, Blair has escaped and is building a small spacecraft in a hidden area beneath the shed, using parts from the destroyed equipment. The creature's plan is now clear. It intends to escape the base, hibernate, and wait for rescue. Knowing they can't let the Thing reach civilization, MacReady and the remaining crew decide to destroy the entire station to ensure the creature cannot survive. As they prepare to set explosives, the power goes out, plunging the station into darkness and freezing temperatures. Without power, they won't last long. As MacReady, Gary, and Knowles plant the explosives, the creature, now fully transformed into a monstrous version of Blair, attacks. The Blair Thing kills Gary, and Knowles disappears in the chaos. MacReady is left alone for the final confrontation. In a desperate last-ditch effort, he manages to set off the explosives, obliterating the station in a massive fireball, seemingly killing the Blair Thing once and for all. As the smoke clears, MacReady stumbles through the ruins of the destroyed base, cold and exhausted. Childs reappears, claiming he had been lost in the storm. Suspicion lingers. Could Childs be the Thing? But with no way to know and no hope of survival, the two men sit in the freezing wasteland, waiting for the inevitable. The fire burns out, and so do their chances, leaving the fate of humanity uncertain. Is the Thing truly destroyed, or is it waiting for another opportunity to strike? Thank you for watching this video to the end. Subscribe and like to see the next episodes. See you soon.